Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. Today's video, we're going to check out Start Collecting Kings of War, and today we're going to look at the brand new Nightstalker's army set and see how we can use this to start an army for Kings of War. And in this video, we're going to go through the contents of the box set, talk a little bit about them all, the options for the different units, and how we can use them on the tabletop a little bit, before having a look at some other units we can use to create some different options for us in the game. We'll then finish off the video with a little sample army list of 1,000 points for you to use, hopefully as some inspiration for starting your own Nightstalker army in Kings of War. And so, to begin with, first of all, we have the Reapers and Tormentors. We get 20 of them in here, and in this particular picture, they are split up into 2 troop units. So you will get 20, meaning you can have either a nice big regiment of them, or you can go to your 2 troops. Now, the first unit option is the Reapers. These are the cheaper of the 2 build here. You're going to spend 125 points for 15 attacks with melee 3+, and defense 4+. You get the Crushing Strength 1, Mind Thirst, and Stealthy, so a nice couple of special rules to help both on your defense and some offensively as well. You've also got the upgrade, like a lot of different units within the Nightstalker army, to take a Scream Shard. Scream Shards are a once per game ability where before this unit rolls the damage in melee, you can choose to give the unit Life Leech +2 for the remainder of the turn. Though once you use the Scream Shard, it is used for the rest of the game. Can't be used more than once. And so the other build is Tormentors. The big thing they have different is they gain Fly. This is massive. You've also got Strider in there and Leaper as well, where the unit treats its height as 3 when drawing line of sight. So there's some pretty cool things there, which is incredibly useful. Can be used against you potentially, but you know, being able to bound over buildings and stuff like that is incredibly good. Now the next unit is Scarecrows and Doppelgangers. We get a 20 block here, and both these units are in regiments at a minimum, so you will use all 20 on the one stand. There is no troop size available for either of them. Now Scarecrows are our cheap sort of throwaway unit. Mind Thirst, Stealthy, and Wild Charge D3 with 12 attacks at a melee of 5+, though they are expendable and have the Scream Shard ability to upgrade for them. And you know, 75 points for a troop is dirt cheap to get one on the table. Now, Doppelgangers, on the other hand, are an incredibly fun unit to play. They effectively can swap out their stats when attacking for the opponents they are facing, effectively becoming Doppelgangers. Now, they don't get any of the opponent's benefits from any of their stuff, but they do gain any Crushing Strength the opponent would have, though any magical items and stuff are ignored. But if the Doppelgangers have a magical item, they add that to their opponent's stat if they choose to use them. Now, the next unit is Butchers and Ravages. We get 6 of them in here, which can be done as 2 regiments, or we can instead go for a single horde of 6. Now, the first of these are Butchers. These are the combat variation. 9 attacks, melee 4+, defense 5+. They are 125 points for a regiment, or 205 for a horde. Crushing Strength 2, Fury, Mind Thirst, and Stealthy. So they're the cheaper but the combat-orientated version of the unit. The other unit we have access to from this particular kit is the Ravages. Their big thing is they've got the Void Cannons, 12-inch range, piercing 1, steady aim. Now, you are going to have 9 attacks on them, the same, melee 4+, range 4+, and defense 4+. So they are slightly better, and they're still pretty decent in combat, but they do cost that a little bit more. You've only got Crushing Strength 1, though, and you do lose your Fury rule, so you do lose some of those combat abilities. Not necessarily stats, but definitely your abilities. Now, the hero we have inside this box set is the Banshee. Spellcaster 0 to begin with, though you do have Ethereal 5 and Windblast 5. You've got Fly, Individual, Mind Thirst, Stealthy, and Dread, and the Banshee's Wail while casting Windblast or Ethereal. In addition to moving the target, you can roll for damage for each hit scored, which is pretty darn cool. Now, you've also got the Resonant Chorus, which is an option you can take for the unit where once per turn after casting Windblast or Enthrall spell, the Banshee may immediately cast the same spell again on a different target within 6 inches of the original target, following the usual selection rules. This is pretty cool, considering you do damage with, your Windblast and stuff like that. This can be really useful. Now, the other thing we've got is the Mind Screech. This is a monster we can take, and, really fun. First of all, this is Spellcaster 0 monster. So you've got Lightning Bolt, Mind Fog, and Wind Blast in there as well. You've got Stealthy, Pathfinder, Nimble, Mind Thirst, and Fly. This thing can be a really useful sort of utility piece for your force. Now, looking at where to go next, the first unit I want to talk about are the Needlefangs. They're a swarm, and I do think they have a place. 80 points for a regiment, or 135 for a horde, which is going to get you melee 5+, defense 2+. They're not all that great, but Fly, nimble, stealthy, and strider is a really nice lot of rule. This can be a really cool distraction piece on the table for how much they cost. Being able to have these units and, threaten your opponent's flanks with dirt cheap models and threaten your opponent's backlines and their war machines and stuff like that can be really, really useful. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the Void Lurker. I think he is an absolutely amazing model. He's a hero, but a Titan as well. Crushing Strength 2, Fly, Mind Thirst, Nimble, Regeneration 5+, Stealthy and Thunderous Charge 1 is really nice. Melee 3+, Defense 4+, with 10 attacks. This model can pack an absolute punch on the tabletop. We then go back to looking at some of our different units, and the cavalry unit I want to talk about are the Shadowhounds. They're a beast unit with Mind Thirst, Nimble, Regeneration 5+, Stealthy, and Thunderous Charge 1, which is a really nice set of combo. 125 points for a troop, which will net you 10 attacks at melee 4+, or a regiment will have 20 attacks at melee 4+, for 190 points. Now, they, once again, are going to provide you with something that can threaten your opponent's backfield, which is going to be really useful. We don't have an awful lot of super maneuverable units with some of our armies, so I think these extra pieces to go along with things like Scarecrows and doppelgangers, which will be holding the line, along with things like butchers and ravages, are going to be incredibly useful for the force. Lastly, we have the Phantoms. They're a heavy infantry unit. A troop of them will have 12 attacks and 105 points. So Scream Shard available to them, and Fly is really nice on them. The fact they have Fly, I think, is a massive boon for me. This just enables them to really get to where you need to and provide you with a decent heavy hitting unit that has a nice movement of 10 as well. And so here we have our sample army list for the Nightstalkers. Now, first of all, we've got our doppelgangers in the regiment. I just really like doppelgangers. I think they're an incredibly interesting unit to bring to the tabletop. They can really throw your opponent's plans off when you start copying their best unit. It's important that you make sure you get them into the right fights and all of that. So really careful to use them, but when you learn to what these should be going into, they are incredibly useful. Now, we do have 2 troops and a hero unlocked because of taking that regiment, which will be a troop of Reapers and a troop of Tormentors. We then have the Banshee, who is going to take the Resonant Chorus, because that double use of the Banshee Whale is super useful and super good. Now, we then have a regiment of Ravages, which unlocks our Mind Screech monster, and then lastly we have a regiment of Butchers. Nothing to unlock left there, but I've got 5 points spare, so we've gone with the Mace of Crushing, which is going to allow them to reroll a single damage dice per turn. Super useful. This is going to be one of our more punchy units on the tabletop. I think it's a nice. If you were to put the Mace of Crushing somewhere else, it could be good on the doppelgangers there if we're trying to get them in, or even on the Ravages as well could be really nice. I think they're probably where you're going to look to put that particular Mace of Crushing, but I think this just sort of elevates our little Butcher unit that little bit more. But if you've been playing with the Nightstalkers, if you've got some Nightstalkers on the table, let us know your thoughts about them down in the comments below, what you would do with this box set to get your first 1,000 points on the tabletop. And so that's the end of the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel down below. And also, don't forget to drop a comment down below letting us know what you enjoyed about the video. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our great little community here at Sinful Gaming, we have a Discord server that's linked down in the video's description. Also linked down in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel. Either by grabbing yourself some channel merch, either through our Ko-fi or Teespring stores, or by supporting us directly via Patreon and YouTube members. As a special thank you to everyone who does support the channel via Patreon and YouTube members, we'd like to give you all a shout out. So thank you to our Patreons, Christian Weir, Soren, Kenny Lyle, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Cure Dynamic, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Benjamin Swallows, Red Martin, Iron Grinch, Colorblind Magic, Grimscold, and Andy C. And to our YouTube members, Green Roots Gaming, Ronya, Lock Lorick, the Johnny84, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revan R, Pink Nuka Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, James Tillman, Disco, and John Castle. And a special thanks to Lady Witchfox R and all the amazing people who do the moderation of our Discord server and groups who make everything we do possible. Thank you all so much once again for watching, for supporting the channel. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now.